I am Slick Nick, your personal certified Enneagram coach. Here's an interesting thought. I know you've had to have thought this before if you're like me and you're regularly at the gym. You think about how in January it's very crowded. Why? Because certain people who are more inclined to have New Year's resolutions all start going to the gym in January. And then by February, everything's back to normal and all of them go back to their normal lives and don't go to the gym and it's back to normal. Of course, there's a mentality involved, right? I mean, certain people like me, if I want to do something or need to do something to better myself, I start doing it immediately. I'm not gonna wait for an arbitrary calendar date. But there's a lot of people who need that motivation to do something new and challenging. Already though, that tells us something about what those people look like when they do get to the gym. So I want to explore that because, for example, and I'm the kind of person who's at the gym 6 days a week. So I'm there every day about 5:30, 5:45. It's the same people around me. And what's interesting is a lot of these people have been going there as long as I have, but there's no change going on. And that's not body shaming on my part, judging them, looking down on them. Instead, it's assessing what's going on. That there's other people like me who I definitely have seen a change, where they've definitely cut a lot of body fat, they've built muscle, and they've made changes, and you can see that improvement. Others, not at all. Everything's the same. And why is that? I want to talk about my new t-shirt here. I just love this. Look, check this out. Reps, not texts. Now, why is that funny? Why is that a cool shirt? Why am I so looking forward to debuting this at the gym tomorrow? Well, I'll tell you why. Because those of us who go to the gym regularly and take it seriously and actually are building muscle and cutting fat, we see people doing this. They'll be at a machine that, by the way, is not helping them do a compound exercise like squats or bench press or something like that. Instead, they're doing something that just kind of just one of those ellipticals like that, right? They're not really doing, a lot of the time they'll do it on a leg elliptical. They're just sitting down and you can see their leg, and then they'll take a long rest, and then they get off their phone and they're scrolling Facebook, and they're texting, and they're hogging up the machine. And granted, people like me, I don't need their machine because I'm focusing on my compound exercises, which builds multiple muscle groups anyway. So that's kind of the trade-off. Once all those New Year's resolutions people start showing up, well, either way, they're not really using the equipment that I need. So what we're seeing here is a lack of motivation, and that's why I pride myself in a shirt that says reps, not texts, because that's what I'm there for. I'm there to be efficient and actually see results. But we can imagine that when it comes to Enneagram, there are certain Enneagrams that make it easier for a person to be motivated at the gym. And that's why I'm making this video, to further explore that concept. Oh yeah, by the way, I guess I should say, if you want to check this shirt out, maybe you want to buy it for yourself, I'll put a link there on Amazon where you can buy it. I'm just so happy about the shirt. Okay, so ultimately, let's think about this. Me as a 7, why am I easily motivated? I don't need any motivation to wake up at 5 a.m. and go 6 days a week. It's hard for me for the one day that I take a rest and don't go. It's hard for me. Why is that? Well, for me, as we now know about 7s, apparently I'm running from my own anxiety, and I have to constantly be moving physically and constantly be talking and doing things to outrun that. And it's funny because I had someone, an 8, a challenger recently, tell me, why would you go, you as a 7, you fear pain. So you're going to the gym every day and doing that to yourself? To which I said, but to me it's not pain. My brain doesn't recognize it as that because I'm actually doing something productive and I'm seeing a change happen, and it helps me kind of balance out for the day by starting out with that workout. So I can see how somebody like me, it's natural for me to go. I don't need motivation. I often am up at 5 a.m. anyway, might as well go to the gym. I can understand, let's kind of look through the other numbers there. For example, number 1, a perfectionist. Well, if becoming physically fit and having body recomposition motivates you, I can understand how you're going to kind of obsess over it like I would and show up every day. I would say that one of the ways that ones are challenged a lot of times because they're caught up in doing things the perfect way, they may spend too much time doing it and therefore not actually get the results they need. Because for example, like me, I'm a 7, I'm very pragmatic, so I understand it's about doing those compound weight training exercises. Google that, see what that means. I know that I have to consume at least 1 gram of complete protein for every pound that I weigh in order to maintain my current muscle mass and continue to build it. I know that I need to personally consume at least 2,900 calories a day to even build muscle. So I know these certain things. I'm very pragmatic like that. So I wouldn't just spend tons of time doing heavy cardio, because I know that that doesn't really even help you with your goals that you're trying to do. It just burns a lot of calories and makes you hungrier. So now I understand compound weight training, bench press, overhead, dips, etc. So 2s, I would imagine it would be very challenging for a 2 to keep showing up to the gym. And I think here's why. 2s are ultimately wanting to help other people. It's hard for them to focus inwardly on themselves and help themselves. And so I think that could definitely be a challenge to be motivated if you are a 2. And number 3, I could see easily being motivated because they want to succeed. They're constantly motivated by the fear of failure. They don't want to fail, so therefore they would stick to it and probably see success at the gym. 4s, that's interesting, because 4s, I see 4s as very productive and successful. However, they sometimes let their negative emotions get the best of them. And maybe that could kind of put them in a little bit of a depression or depressed mood, and they would just stop going consistently and then get over it and then come back. That's how I could see 4s. 5s at the gym. These are introverts. They're very intellectual, focused inwardly. You probably wouldn't talk to anybody at the gym. But ultimately, they're focused on having the right answers and doing things right. So I think, again, how pragmatic they are could actually make them very successful if they are indeed motivated to begin with to do that. 6s, let me think about this one for a minute. I think 6s could struggle at the gym. I mean, granted, because weight training is not necessarily safe. Yeah, I think that while 6s are loyal, I think motivation-wise, it could be challenging for a 6. 7, we've already talked about. Of course, we just wake up and go to the gym every day, and it's like hard for us not to. 8s, the challengers. Oh yeah, I can totally see 8s at the gym, but I think that they're the kind that ultimately go, you know, all grunting and acting like gorillas and trying to imitate other people or intimidate other people. I see that's how they would be. But absolutely, 8s at the gym, absolutely, and they want everyone looking at them, and they secretly enjoy the fact that everyone else isn't as motivated as they are. Number 9s, I think they could also be challenged to be motivated at the gym as well, because even though the 9s I know are very motivated people and they get so much done, 9s also still have a tendency to not be motivated and not to go through with things and to just kind of hang out instead of get something done. So I know that's generalizing, but that's ultimately what Enneagram largely is about. If you're a number that I listed on here and you think, that doesn't really sound like me. Like, for example, if you're a 2 and you just love going to the gym and you never have to be motivated to go, like I am, let me know. Let me know how I'm wrong. I want to know. I want to understand everyone's Enneagram. Your comments belong right here.